Hey everybody, how y'all doing tonight? If you guys did tonight or tomorrow or daytime, whatever you guys want to call it. If you guys didn't know, I'm Power and Thief Guy. So today's YouTube video is going to be a TWAB video. Once again, we're going to discuss Destiny 2's second to last TWAB. This will be the last one I will do before Beyond Light. Next week is going to be the YouTube video I'm going to make is actually going to be a podcast form. It's going to be how far we've come. I'm planning on doing it after the event, whatever ends up happening, but we're going to have a lot of fun in doing so. So regardless, this week's TWAB, we're going to get right down to it, shall we? Don't mind me, I just had to unplug my phone. Alright, but either way. So let's all get over there, shall we? Swap on over to the TWAB. Just ignore all of my background stuff, just bear with it. So we're going to start by going back to here. So, it starts off with this week at Bungie. There's just a lot going on right now, and it starts with the TWAB. If you guys want to check that out, if you haven't checked it out yet, definitely do so. And then it says here, that was our first look into the season of the hunt, as well as deeper dive into Beyond Light, Stasis, New Light, and our plans for Year 4. We also mentioned that most seasonal content is going to be sticking around throughout the year, and showed off a new calendar for Beyond Light and Season of the Hunt. That right there, plus it, with it being said in the TWAB, makes everybody happy. I apologize, everybody. You're going to hear me yawning a lot. It's because I brain farted all day, and I'm recording this late at night, about 12:30 in the morning where I'm at. So, if you guys are on YouTube, this is where things are going to be interesting. It's got the calendar for the year for Beyond Light. Starts off with Beyond Light campaign begins, Stasis unlocks, Salvation's Grip exotic grenade launcher quest, which is the grenade launcher that, and then it's got a free to all players. It's got Europa, Cosmodrome experience, Season R, armor, etc. If you guys are not knowing this, you guys. Then it goes over to the Season of the Hunt stuff, which starts in November. Got the seasonal artifact, which is going to be reward track progress. That'll be happy. The Empire hunts begin. This is all on the 10th. And then we got Glassway Strike opens. I'm wondering about that, but we'll find out that day. Up from the 10th to the 12th, it's Unlock Europa's Secrets. We're going to have fun with that. That's probably going to be related to the quest storyline. The 13th is the Return of Trials once again, and that's when Adept weapons will be happening. So if you guys want to go 7-0, there's an incentive for you to do so. And I could potentially make my ideas for transitioning to this, but we'll figure it out. And then you go to the next week. The seasonal mission begins, which has the Spider, Osiris, and even the Crow, aka, for those who have been with us, it's Aldrin at one point. I apologize. For those who knew, Aldrin is the guy who killed the last Hunter Vanguard, brought back by his ghost, sorry. The 21st, Deepstone Crypt raid is dropping. I will not be doing that, unfortunately. That'll be for other people, but I will keep my eye on this, so I potentially might take that day off just to watch the raid race. If not, I'll just watch the raid race while I'm streaming on the side. The next week, Iron Banner, the first Iron Banner of the season drops. We'll see what that's going to look like. And then we got the Dawning, for those who are fresh to the game. The Dawning is basically the Christmas event. And then there's going to be a lot more after that. This will be interesting to see. We'll see what they're going to do next year. Close that. Alright, moving on. And yes, you guys can watch the trailer as well. Trailer, we'll skip that. That's all we got for this week. No, just kidding, we got a lot more to cover. Progression changes. This is what important to a lot of people. At the start of any new Destiny experience, once again, I apologize. There's going to be a few apologies throughout this entire recording. The start of any new Destiny expansion begins with a power climb as you experience the campaign and play through the story missions. After finishing that up, completing some of the additional quests, you're usually around what we call the soft cap. And we'll need to start earning powerfuls in order to continue to increase the power so you can tackle some of the more aspirational activities. After you reach the hard cap, there's an additional 10 power you can earn through pinnacle rewards if you choose to hit the pinnacle cap. The majority of us will probably try and grind for the pinnacle cap, so here's the power caps for each one. Soft cap is 1200. Keep that in mind. Hard cap is 1250, and pinnacle is 1260. There's gonna be a lot of us doing the grind to get to there, and a lot of us could potentially grind to here. With the seasonal artifact, it'll increase the power level even more. So we're going to have a lot of fun this season, and we're going to enjoy it. When you first log in, all your weapons and armor will be at 1050 power or higher, which basically everybody's going to get boosted over to 1050. Anything already over 1050 will be unchanged, and anything under will be brought to 1050. All new players will start at 1050, so essentially, they're doing what they did with Shadow Cape, bringing everybody up to a power level to allow them to access most of the content without any issues of content holding you back. Smart move that they did last year, and it's just as smart as last year. But anyway, just our messages. And then it helps increasing power when you still have the soft cap. Tokens and collections. This is an important one for a lot of people because some of us still have tokens we got. Destiny at its best when you're shooting aliens, getting loot, and becoming more powerful. Being an MMO, that's kind of the way it works for MMO games. That gameplay loop breaks down when the best way to increase power can be standing in the tower handing tokens to Lord Shaxx. Yeah, essentially saying if you use token back then, if you were using tokens, you can get caps and you can get to level cap very quickly. To a point. There was a limit on how far you could go, but it was not really that. It was not the same. It was a slow grind that way. Slower than most, but you could do it that way, and a lot of people didn't want to do that. So in turn, starting next season, gear received from collections and turning in tokens have a lower power than in previous seasons. So essentially, I'll just say here, gear earned through token purchases will be 20 power below your power level. So essentially, everything that you get from tokens, like Vanguard Bound tokens, Crucible tokens, Iron Banner, I think Iron Banner, will be 20 under the power level that you're at. Big time boon means a lot of people will be farming for stuff and going for grinds, but not holding on to everything. Mostly because they'll have to consume resources to use it. And then everything from collection buybacks will be capped at 1050. So essentially everything that you get from the vault, from your collections, you will not have to worry about too low of power. You'll have to level it up to your level. I don't find that a negative, but for some it could be a negative if you don't have the resources. I have the resources, like a lot of us, but I can understand some having a little bit of a problem with that, but that's fine. I don't have a problem with that personally. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the economy changes. Some currencies and items you have changes coming to either the end of the season or in the near future. Here's what to expect. I'm going to skip too far ahead. Materials with no home. For those who don't know, because 4 of the planets are going away for the next season, there's going to be resources and materials that are from those planets that we will never be using again. So here's the best way to describe it. With several destinations going into the content vault, many of you have been wondering what is going to happen to the currencies found in the areas currently underneath the pyramids. The simple answer is that there is no changes to those currencies in the season of the hunt, and you will be able to continue to spend them at vendors normally. So, for example, if you have spin metal or whatever, spin metal is Destiny 1, my bad, but either way, say as an example, say that was a location gone and you have to essentially, you could still use it for certain things. But starting in Season 13, phase glass needles, alkane dust, simulation seeds, and seraphite will no longer be accepted by vendors. For those of you that have still unspent stockpiles at the end of the season of the hunt, the spider will be kind enough to offer a small glimmer exchange to take them off your hands. But you'll realize the best value by spending them before that point, so make sure you turn your stockpiles in before the end of the next season. So essentially, starting this week, leading to next week, is the last week we're going to be able to get rid of all of it. So get them away, get them out of there, because they're going to be useless after that fact. And there are other items that will be removed from your inventory at the end of the season of arrival. Some, like faction tokens, that have not had purpose in quite a while, and others, like the expired ramen noodles, coupons, and I am sad about this, never really had a purpose but to be held for sentimental value. We know that it might be hard to part with these. You're fucking right there. But it's time to let them go. Check out this help article for the full list. I guess we'll go and check the full list here for you. So the list. I'm not going to read this part here because everybody. But it's advanced paradox amplifiers. I've never really paid much attention to them. Adventure tokens, bounties and quests from Season of Forge, Drifter, and Opulence. So those, say bye-bye, get rid of them. All ritual and pinnacle weapon quests, the gear becoming available in our Moment to Lost Lights exotic archive. I'll keep that in mind. Black Armory schematic consumables. Okay, yep. Boons of Opulence, Braycheck schematic, Cade's odds and ends, concentrated radiolarian culture, dance party keys. I've never found any dance party keys, weirdly enough. Played this game for years and I've never gotten dance party keys. The coupons, faction wars materials. So that was materials from the faction wars. That was old. That was back in year 1. Faded card, 5 swords challenge card. That's been in my inventory for a while. It's good. Thank the frickin' good lord, it's going away. Forge polymers, Imperials, letter fragments, Ludapalooza keys. Never found any. Never even knew these existed. Lost memory fragments, modulus report consumables, motes. So all those motes that you've collected for the Reckoning, they're going away. Notes from Cade, obsidian accelerators, obsidian radiance temper effect. Those are for the Black Armory weapons, if you guys didn't know that. Override frequencies, paradox amplifiers, radiant matrix, radiolarian cultures, Rasputin armory codes, the resonant stems, rune finder, synths. So all your synths that you've collected for the Reckoning and all that, they're going away. Dead Orbit, Future War Cult, New Monarchy tokens. I have some of those. Thank you for taking those away. Transcripts, treasure maps that are going away. And wealth of the Emperor buffs. Say goodbye to all those. Time to get back to where I was. Okay, getting closer. There we go. Bounties. Alright, this is going to affect a lot of people, and I'm okay with this. The changes they discuss. Back in late April, we shared some plans on how to tackle the problem of bounty fatigue. A lot of us have experienced this, bounty fatigue. It sucks. So, we have made some shifts to the seasonal bounties and reduced their importance on earning seasonal currency and seasonal progress. We're happy with these changes, but we still want to continue to improve the bounty system overall. One of the plans we previewed was to eventually replace weekly bounties with a new mechanism to provide players with a set of non-expiring and account-scoped objectives each week that will grant lots of season rank progress. We're still working on that system and will share more before its targeted release of Season 13. So essentially they're saying they're getting rid of the bounties and they're basically gonna add objectives instead. It's a little different, but not quite the same. We'll keep an eye on this. I'm gonna keep my eye on this, see what appears. The season pass. The season pass you've come to know since Shadowkeep is largely staying the same. This one I will definitely say is an important change. Weapons and armor earned off both the free and owned path will be new. One big change is the addition of Bright Dust to the Season Pass. As mentioned before, we wanted to change the way you earn Bright Dust and move towards account-specific paths to give your players with only one character significantly more Bright Dust than you've been earning over the last year. Here's the high-level look at the changes coming to next season, and this is going to be big news for a lot of people. It means there's going to be a lot more people using Bright Dust. Season Pass Free Path will now offer 7,500 Bright Dust. Massive number. Season Pass owners' own path will now... So it's basically saying if you have owned the actual paid path, you'll get an additional 3,000, so that's 10,500 Bright Dust right off the bat. And every weekly bounty will now award 100 Bright Dust. Big moves, Bungie. Big moves. Lots of Bright Dust is going to be dropping. With these changes, the vast majority of players will be earning more Bright Dust than before. One of our goals here is to not have a system that pushes you to try and grind out every weekly bounty on all three characters every single week. Whether you are a three-character player or only play a hunter, Bright Dust will be more available while earning season ranks on the Season Pass. We will also be making a change to the timing of the Season Pass rank purchases, which will be available starting in week 5 instead of week 9. Okay, well, I'm not really paying much attention to that because I'm not really thinking about it. We have more plans for improving on how you earn Bright Dust coming in Season 13 and continue to monitor your feedback. I've been talking a lot. Let's change it up. Here's a design lead, Justin Dese, or however you pronounce his name, I don't know, to tell you about some changes Spider is making to his wares and answer questions about the customization updates we're making to your ghosts. Spider's dealings. From the words of Justin. Spider is going through some changes in Beyond Light. Though a notoriously savvy black market dealer, our favorite forum friend has been largely the same for quite some time now. But the impending journey to Europa has finally given him reason to tune up the materials exchange for 2 key changes. First, the Spider will no longer be selling legendary shards. That's a change I'm okay with. For some it's not so much, but you know what? You can get legendary shards from any legendary weapon and armor. This exchange was removed mainly because it was not seeing enough use. As I said, particularly when compared to other exchange offers. After reviewing player balances and frequency, which this exchange was accessed, it was an easy decision to free up the space for something much more interesting. In place of legendary shard exchange, Spider is now selling enhancement prisms. These highly valued items come at a cost. 400 legendary shards per prism. Ouch. Even for those who have massive numbers, he's still stingy with them, so you can only purchase 3 a week. But we wanted to give those of you with higher balances a way to transmute your legendary shards into something a little more valuable than planetary materials and upgrade modules. But we want to upgrade modules. But then again, at the same time, enhancement prisms are pretty important too. Second, we've taken another look on how enhancement core exchange works and made some changes. The ascending cost mechanism has been removed. Thank fucking God. Thank flipping God. And in its place, Spider will now sell you 5 enhancement cores a day for a fixed price of 30 legendary shards each. 30 legendary shards. I can handle that. While this does not limit the number of cores you can acquire from him each day, we feel a consistent price is a clearer experience with less chance to accidentally spend large quantities of shards. More importantly, it's also cheaper. The old purchase, you'd pay 310 legendary shards for 5 enhancement cores. In the new model, you only pay 30 shards each, which equals out to 150 legendary shards for 5 cores. So while it does not limit your acquisition rate, it actually saved you 160 legendary shards every 5 cores. Gotta go fast. So this one is an important one because this is the Sparrow talk. Finally, we've seen a few people wondering if you're able to equip the Ghost mod Speed Demon with other mods like Guiding Light in the new system. And we have some good news for you. You won't need to. Starting in Beyond Light, all Sparrows, both legendary and exotic, will innately summon instantly, even without the Transmat Preloader perk. As a result, there is no need for a Ghost mod to impact this functionality, so Speed Demon was not carried forward in the new system. Big moves, big plays. So essentially, we're going to be able to instantly summon our Sparrow without issues. Yes. If you're already driving around in a Sparrow with a Transmat Preloader, you can keep using it, and it will work just fine. Or you can pull it from collections again with 2 new perks. Newly created Sparrows will no longer roll a Transmat Preloader, so you'll have a chance to get yourself an extra perk and still retain that instant summon speed. Hop on that newly instant summoning Sparrow and zip on over to check out Spider's new offers. He's ready and waiting to wrap those 4 greedy arms around some of your wealth and make a deal for you that you can't refuse. Eververse. Starting in the Season of the Hunt, Bright Engrams will now contain all Eververse content from Season 1 to 3, seasons prior to the current season, excluding content from special events like Festival of the Lost, The Dawning, etc. Makes sense? Here are some practical examples. Season 12, Bright Engrams contain all content from Season 1 through 9. Season 13, Bright Engrams will contain all content from Seasons 1 through 10. Makes sense? As always, as you open more Bright Engrams, your chances of earning those things you don't own increases. There will be instances of duplicate drops, but the engram will be weighted on to grant you things you might be hunting. Down to the wire. Now the player support team stuff. World activities. When Beyond Light and Update 3.0.0 release on the 10th of November, some world activities will be removed. These removals are not related to the DCV, but are general game updates. Players should complete any activity quests left behind they want to claim rewards from. Flashpoints. Weekly engrams should be claimed before November 10th or they will be removed. All destination adventurers. World quests from Year 1. Locations such as Enemy of My Enemy, Exodus Black, and Data Recovery. Inventory item removal. With the start of Year 4 and the introduction of DCV in the 10th, certain items will be deprecated from player inventories that correspond with vaulted destinations, activities, and campaigns. Yeah, I'm not going to click that later. If you guys want to check that out, you can do that yourselves. It's up to you. Some items can be used or turned in for rewards such as glimmer weapons and armor, so be sure to do that before November 10th. 14-hour downtime. This one's an important one. On the 9th of November, Destiny 2 will be taken offline for maintenance. Maintenance will begin at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 o'clock or 0300 Universal Time, and ending on the 10th at 9 a.m. or 1700 UTC. With the launch of Destiny 2 Beyond Light and Update 3.0.0. For those who don't know, in layman's terms, this will be 10 p.m. Eastern, that's my time, and it'll go to 10 p.m. Eastern to essentially noon Eastern. PlayStation 4 Collector's Edition codes. Earlier this week, we informed PlayStation 4 players who purchased D2 Beyond Light Collector's Edition that may have received an email about a possible account lockout if they use their Collector's Edition codes. The issue resulting in account lockouts for early code redemption has now been resolved, and players can now safely redeem their codes on the 10th of November. Prior to November 10th, titles and seals. With moments of triumph and season of arrivals coming to close, players are strongly encouraged to claim and equip the titles and located in their seals that they will correctly count as claimed. Known issues. While we're continuing to investigating various known issues, here's a list of issues that are reported to us recently. The Warlock Top Tree on the Dawnblade subclass can trigger the Icarus Dash cooldown while playing on PC. Players can dismount from their Sparrow using the dismount button on a controller if their Ghost is out. Some players are reporting that they are receiving the baboon error more frequently. For a full list, you can check that out here. Nominees, that's the movie this week. Let's scroll through the list here. And that's everything. Alright, so essentially, it's looking like it's going to be good times regardless how you look at it, everybody. Essentially. Be prepared, things are going to be a whole new experience. Especially with everything that I've heard, that like the hand cannons getting buffs and changes and all that. It's going to be quite the wild year. So yeah, that's enough for this recording. So thank you all once again for coming over and checking it out. In the meantime, you guys have a wonderful evening, or night, or morning, or afternoon, wherever you guys live. And I'll see you guys on live next time. Peace out. Bye for now. Peace out. And rock out, everybody. Bye-bye for now.